Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Shots Life. Hey, this week it's kind of exciting for me anyway, because the company sent me a welder that does TIG, MIG, and stick welding, and they're going to send me a plasma cutter. So that's pretty freaking awesome. Anyway, it showed up yesterday, so let's get this box up here and get this thing open and see what it's all about. I'm really surprised it's not that heavy. It actually is kind of light. We'll see here. We'll see here. May not be that. May not be the welding. Oh yeah, it's the welding. All right. Well, it's a little smaller than I thought it was gonna be. We'll see. I don't know if my wire reel is gonna work enough. Okay, it's not that light. And they got some good. It's nice and sealed, that's for sure. Got that thick plastic on there. All right. So the company is BestArc, as you can see on the side here. It's actually got really good reviews. I was surprised. It was like 1,300 likes. 1,300. Really rated high. I was surprised when I pull it up. All right, so this looks like they sent me the MIG145, and it says 9 on there. I don't know what the 9 is, the difference between the 9 or whatever. All right, this has got a 220 plug, so I'm gonna have to definitely, 110 or 220, okay. So I'm gonna have to, I wanna put in it says 45 amps. So 50 amp plug. I do have a 50 amp plug over there for the motorhome, so we can plug it in that way. All right. That's cool. That's pretty good. Oh, it's a compact little guy. Compared to my Lincoln. Yeah, 50 amp plug, I guess. Very good. All right. Definitely a compact guy. Compact guy. Definitely a compact machine. It's kind of cool, to be honest with you. What we got in here? The old accessory box. All right, there's all our stuff. This must be the wire. There's your pigtail to go down to 110. That's kind of cool because if you don't have 50 amp, you definitely need that. This is a different 50 amp though. This is like a small and a big. I'll have to figure that out. That's not your normal 50. When it goes into 110, so be it. Pretty nice little rig though. I mean, that's a nice compact little guy. My gas goes here. They gave me the gas line. You have to get your own gauges, I guess. It gives you the gas line. That's nice. Shoulder strap, so I guess you can carry this around with you. There's your stick welder accessory. And this is probably your ground. Yep, there's your ground cable. And your tape for putting your gas line on, and another push roller for a different size, and your different tips for your different sizes all come together in here. And your tool for hooking it up. All right, very good, very good, very good. Boy, I saw somebody made a comment about the packing. That's a lot of packing. I thought it was probably good. You'd have to. They said something about a dent machine. I don't even know how you dent this, and I'm sure it was the shipper. There we go. I'm pulling on the wrong thing. So very typical, except for it takes a small reel. You can't put a big reel on it, but looks like they give you the stuff you need. So it's got your chart here on the front of how to do it and what to do. So I wonder how you set it. I'll have to read the instructions on this to see how you set it. This will be very interesting to me. But yeah, let me read up on this thing and we'll get going from there. All right. right, so something that I have noticed right away as I'm looking at this, I'm looking for the TIG stuff because I'm really interested in TIG welding. And evidently the TIG torch comes separate. You got to buy it. It does, the machine does it. It says right on it, MIG, TIG, and arc welder. And it comes with the stick welder cable. And it comes with the MIG cable. But it does not come with the TIG cable. You gotta order that separately. So there's something to know when you're ordering this. Go ahead and order that TIG cable if you're planning on doing TIG welding with it. All right, well, let me get this wire loaded on here. All right, so I'm going to use the flux wire that they send with it first. I'm not going to use gas on this. I'm just going to try this out, see how it compares to my Lincoln. But yeah, just plug it in. I plugged it into 110 for now. And the 50 amp I am going to have to figure out. It has a different kind of 50 amp plug. But you turn her on. Let's see what we got over here. Boop. And she's kicking on. Look at that. That's cool. That's a really cool display. I got the plastic over still. That's awesome. It automatically tells you the voltage, and it automatically sets the, evidently, the speed and the, I guess you can change it. It said it automatically set the amps and volts. We'll have to see how that works. All right, so we open this sucker up. Take this little guy apart here. Take the dealio off. Loosen this sucker up, pop it over. Open that up, and basically it just slides on here, and then this goes right up in there. It has a little wire feed. It goes in, bloop, bloop, bloop. Keep feeding it till you get to the thing. Well, I can get to the hole. There we go. Come on, get in there. There it goes. Then I'll just shut this back up. And I'll put my little lids back on here. Here. Is that supposed to be that way? I guess so. I guess this little spring goes around that. I don't really know. It says switch gasless mode on machine. I guess I'm gonna turn this so I can read the front. Gasless, okay, that's cool. 2T and 4T, I'm not sure what that means yet. Let's see if I can load the wire here. Oh, there we go. Loading her on in there. Must be at the tip. There it goes. All right, I had to go look at these measurements because I wasn't sure, but it looks like it does up to 18 gauge wire there. And less, so there you go. So that's what it's made for. So that works out fine for me for this, because that's just about where we're at with that door that we're going to be welding. Just know that you can't do really thick stuff with this, but man, what a great little compact machine for small stuff, huh? All right, well, let's try this thing out. I'm getting excited. I like the digital display, boy, that's clear to read. I don't know how this Synergic thing works, but I'm going to read on that real quick. Make sure I understand it. I think I have all my settings right, but let me read on that Synergic thing. I think it adjusts itself is what it means. Of course, things that it doesn't come with is a helmet and your gloves. Make sure you get your safety stuff. You know, Lincoln doesn't give you this stuff with your welder either. Nobody does, so make sure you have the proper stuff. For me, I got the auto darkening one. I would go with that. I have the other one, and man, you're trying to set it and then flip down and then hit and look. This you can look all the way until it self-darkens, so you can just keep looking. It's the way to go. It changes the way that you weld, so make sure you get the auto darkening one if you can. If you can't, I get it. I mean, the other ones are cheaper. So anyway, let's try this thing out. I'm gonna have to fool with this a little bit. I'm not sure if I have to set this or if that whole thing sets itself. We'll see here in a second. Kind of excited to see what this thing's gonna do. So I've got her clamped up here. She's grounded. I've got it grounded on both pieces of metal is what I was trying to do. Just because I know it pulls awkward on this piece of metal. So I'm just gonna try tacking over here and see what happens, and we'll go from there. We'll adjust and whatever. Why are you still going? All right, it's been a few days and I'm getting back at this BestArc welder. I tried using it on a project that I was doing for the motorhome. I was welding up a door and the metal was just so thin and I just wasn't used to this machine yet. And I burnt through in a couple places and I got frustrated and just said, okay, I need to learn this machine. It's not the machine's fault. So I ended up using my Lincoln welder to do that. So now I'm getting time to come back at this and give this BestArc a fair shake. So we'll see how well it does. The one thing that I am disappointed in is that it doesn't come with the TIG hose. You can get it. It's only $35, $34.99 or something on Amazon. I'll put the link below. And then I need to figure out what I need to do. Is it a different wire or what in the TIG part? Or yeah, in the TIG part as opposed to the MIG wire or whatever. So I need to figure all that out. But until then, I'm just going to play with the MIG part and see what I can come up with. I'm just going to make it like a little box or something. I don't even know yet. As was next to my little Lincoln. It's just a little Pro 135 Lincoln welder, MIG welder. That kind of shows you the difference in size there. There's a lot of wasted space in this Lincoln though. But yeah, that's the difference in size right there. All right, so I already figured out my first problem. One of the things that was frustrating me when I first started using it was that when I pulled the trigger and started welding, that the wire just kept coming out. Well, there's a 2T and a 4T setting on this, and I guess on 2T, when you press the switch, it works like I'm used to, and when you let off the switch, it stops. When you do 4T, you press the switch and it starts going until you hit the switch again. So it was probably on 4T. Yeah, it's on 4T. So it was on 4T. I need to switch that to 2T. And now we should be good to go and it should work like we want. I'm still going to use the gasless because I don't want to unhook my bottle and all that, so we'll try that out. So we are using gasless flux, know that when I'm doing this. It's on MIG, and then we'll just adjust accordingly. The metal thickness is here. I guess you can run through the metal thickness for thicker metals or thinner metals. So yeah, we'll work with that. There is a generation 7 and a generation 9, and when I'm looking at in here, it shows you that it looks like it's the same machine, except for this comes with the gasless and the gas needing gas flux or the steel, along with the adapter for the 110 and the cable to go to your CO2 bottle, and that looks like the difference in the two. So make sure you get the generation 9. I guess that's what I would say. And that gives you everything except for the TIG cable, which I still got to get the TIG cable. So there you go. So that's cool. I didn't know what that was. And then there's one more thing on here. It's called Synergic Control. Automatically match the recommended voltage and wire feed speed. So I think that's interesting too. After pressing the adjustment knob, voltage can adjust from the range from plus or minus 3 volts. So let's see if we can turn, let's see, where's that little guy at? Where's Synergic Control? There it is. Boom. I don't really know. It looks like both of them are on, I guess. They're both got dots next to them. I guess you push that. Oh yeah, you do that. Okay, so that turns on and off. Okay, got it. So we'll leave that Synergic Control on just to see how it functions, and we'll go from there. All right, well, that's what I've learned so far. I'll let you know if I learned anything else. It's a pretty cool machine, actually. It's those are features that my Lincoln doesn't have. I don't know if Lincoln has that now, but you know, my machine's so old. Anyway, all right, so that's cool. So we're figuring out a couple things on there. I think this is going to be a good machine. All right, I'm back. I had to go take my dad to get his car. I put a new computer in it, and they had to program the keys to the car, to the computer. So we finally got that done. Now I can play with this a little bit. This won't make a perfect box or anything like that. Not even the same size, but whatever. I mean, we're just playing here. This is not great metal, it's not great anything. But we should be able to make a box out of it anyway, just to test this thing and see how it does. So it looks like 0.040 is 24 gauge. So I may have to go, I don't know, maybe 0.035. Okay, I'm really digging this actually. that laid down a pretty good weld there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to play with this some, but that's pretty nice there. So I'm digging that, and this is that fluxless, so that's not even the flux with this, it's not even with this gas, it's just gasless. So that's pretty neat. All right, well, let me just play around some more. That's a nice, if it welds like that all the time, this would be a good little machine. I guess it adjusts, so I'll let you see the screen while I'm welding, and you can kind of know what's going on. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Now, I don't know what I did to the settings, but it's sure going hot now. Changed. I have to turn that down a little bit. Let's see what happens if I go this way. Well, they're definitely not pretty welds, but I can tell you this, I'm getting penetration like crazy. Alright, so I'd say for tacking it's awesome. For burning long lines, it's okay. It takes a second to get used to. It does make clean, I mean, it definitely penetrates for sure. Look at that penetration on that thing. So I think it'll do just fine. It's just a matter of getting used to it, right? I'm used to one that kind of a slow burner, and this is like a real fast. I mean, if you let this on there too long, it's burning through, period. And again, it may be settings. And remember, I mean, I've been playing with that Lincoln for years. I don't know, 20 years, 30, oh, probably 25 years, I guess now. I've had that machine. Maybe a little less, right in there. And so it takes a while to get used to. The problem with me is I don't weld enough. You know, you need to be welding all the time to get good, to have those beautiful welds, or have it sometime. And I've never had a class or anything either. That'd probably be helpful too. But yeah, if you're just starting out and you're looking for, or you're just looking for a portable little welder to do the job while you're on the road, this little guy, this little BestArc, I think it's a pretty decent little product. All right, so for the big question, would I buy it? Yeah, I probably would. I'd probably buy it as a portable, grab it and go kind of a machine. You just saw what I did, and that's no gas. So if I had gas, I could do a lot thinner and neater welds. That's that flux core. This one does the same thing. When you put that flux core on there, if you don't use gas, it does the same thing as this one did. Now that I found the setting for the trigger right, I'm way happy with that. I don't know why you would use a setting where you'd pull the trigger and it just keeps going. Maybe that's a TIG thing, I'm not sure. But I like the setting where it starts and stops when I pull the trigger. That makes all the difference to me in the world. I like that it tells you the thickness of the metal on there. Whereas I always wondered why Lincoln gave you a ABCD and then a speed sensor too. And then you have to go to your chart and then match your metal up to figure out where to pick. And then you're still kind of adjusting as you dial it in. And this has that Synergic thing on there where it just automatically adjusts for you, which that's really cool for the voltage and amps. All right, so I'll probably just put this out in the middle of the week. But if you're wondering why the video is coming out in the middle of the week, it's because it's a sales pitch, really. Honestly, that's what it is, right? They're wanting me to test it out for you, so you'll buy it. And it's decent. It's a decent little rig. So I give it a thumbs up anyway. Thumbs up to you, BestArc. All right, so if you're interested in the BestArc welder, the link will be in the description below. Check them out. All right, you guys have a great week. I'll see you Friday.